I bought in an orange carrot. Now, I just didn't say carrot because having studied carrots, having grown carrots ever since I was a kid, the one thing I know is they're crunchy, they grate well, they're full of healthy stuff, but they never were orange in the beginning. The orange ones, by the way, were bred by the Dutch farmers from purple ones, which have a slight tad of orange in them. Why would they do such a thing? Not necessarily because they're healthier, but because the House of Orange ruled Holland. And if you want to sell a product, make it orange. So politics and plants can't be separated in the history of the world. So they're good for you. And the orange ones, the purple ones, I can't say I really like the purple ones. I think they're a little bit bitter, but they're actually still pretty good for you. I bought in also some nice cheese. Now, cheese is not a plant product directly. The cows eat the grass. They then digest and recycle a few things. You know all about their funny stomach system. And then you milk the cow. Now, the first mention of milk products being used for food is back in Genesis. Abraham was knowing about those sort of things. So did God make cows so we could use them? Is cheese a vegetarian product? Well, it sort of falls on the middle line, but it's certainly been used by godly people for a long time. And it's not directly an animal product, but you'd find when you deal with these things, as we come further from creation, perfection, through sin, down to Noah's flood, and onto the other side, some of these distinctions become harder and harder to make. The carrots are no longer purple, but they are pretty nice. The cheese, well, I'll tell you a funny thing. You see these grapes? My dog loves grapes. You see these carrots? My dogs eat raw carrots. Do you see this potato? My dog digs up my potato patch and eats them, the dirty wretch. And if I get the cheese out of the fridge and I start to open it, I'll have dog immediately. He can hear cheese wrapping. I don't know how far away, but he can certainly associate the wrapping sound with the cheese. All of these things actually are not just human food. But don't be surprised. The Bible says he made the green plants, he made the herbs of the field for all the creatures to eat. Now, I'm sure that includes many fruits. In fact, we still know that if you go to South America, there is film of actually the alligators there jumping up in the floods and grabbing fruits off the trees. And I believe Joe, if he was here, would probably have a little film clip of snakes doing the same thing. So the fact that they don't today, Diane said, check what they are designed for and what they could have used there. Now things we see as bad, with the venom and all of that. But in the beginning, it was all very good. So put your biblical glasses on. Now you'll see that slide that's there. It's one of Diane's slides. It's where she was going to finish her program that she and I talked about. But it's a good point about remembering the beginning. Cooperation is the norm in God's creation, so that anything you see as a parasite probably began in a good relationship with people. Anything you see as a germ causer probably began as a good relationship with whatever animal or plant it was in. But when you look at the creation, perfection, fall, the present, and post-flood with the change of environment, I mean, if you're a zebra living in Africa and all of a sudden there's no grass and trees to eat, then the lion actually starts on the zebra and the zebra dies out if there's no plants. So you find that many animals with enough brains will have changed their diets, and we do the same. We find enough food to eat that meets our needs regardless of what we were doing. All right, now, Diane, we've discussed the mozzie. When we have a look at this stuff, isn't the red stuff in meat blood? Okay, now, Diane, I often get people come to me because I don't mind my steak a little rare. I don't want it so rare it climbs on its feet and crawls off the plate. But you get asked that question. I get asked this question.